Hey there, I'm Lainey Lipsky, parenting coach and master teacher. Parenting is hard. I totally get it, and I'm here to make it easier for you. Especially if you had a tough childhood or you've got a tough child now, I've got your back. So take a deep breath, relax, and check out this clip from my coaching group this week. And remember to hit like and subscribe if you like my vibe. Let's get started. Let's just do a quick little stillness today. And we're going to be matching some movement to breath, which always helps me, and I hope you, bring yourself into more alignment. I've been thinking a lot lately about the psychological term, which is cognitive dissonance. For other people, it's being unaligned. In other circles, it's being, um, out of sync. Other people can say that you are, oh, what's the word? What's the term? It's when you don't have rapport between your conscious and your unconscious self, right? It all means the same thing. When your head is thinking one thing or is in one space, and your heart and your behavior are in different spaces, your thoughts and your feelings and your actions are not lining up. It creates cognitive dissonance. And it's a very uncomfortable place for us as humans to be. It's the moment when you're doing something that you swore you wouldn't do, whether it's yelling at your child or you recently took, made a promise that you were not going to eat sugar anymore and you're eating the sugar, right? And you're like feeling guilty and you're watching yourself in a way. You're consciously watching yourself do the thing that you've said you weren't going to do. It's this really painful spot to be in. Cognitive dissonance, you can look it up. Out of alignment, you can look that up too. Um, and it results in either our thoughts changing to match our behavior and what we're feeling, or in a better circumstance, in a more ideal scenario, we actually change our behavior to more match what we want in our thought. So for example, if you're somebody who is working on being more patient with your child, right? You're working on not yelling. Then if you have the thought, I'm not a yeller, right? I'm just not going to yell. And your behavior is still such that you are yelling at your child, that is going to make you actually feel bad every time that you yell at your kid, not just because you feel guilty and you're watching them cry or get mad at you or whatever, you're feeling bad about yourself, but it's also causing pain for you because your behavior is not lining up with your thoughts. So, two things can happen. Your thought can change, and you can say, well, to match your behavior and say, well, actually, I am a yeller and I suck at this, and I'm just going to be a yeller my whole life, right? That can happen. And that would be one way, not a very adaptive way, right? Not a way that would result in any kind of change. It would be a way for your thoughts to start matching your behavior. But when you're looking to change your behavior, really want to change it, the thing to do is to keep changing your behavior to match your thought and to hold the thought steady, which is, I am going to be more patient. Or I am a patient, even better, it would be, I am a patient parent. I am not a yeller. And really hold on to that identity and just remind yourself of that day in and day out, multiple times a day. And slowly but surely, your actions will start to match what you're saying about yourself. And it's not the same as like fake self-talk, talking yourself into something. It is really a way to create and to use cognitive dissonance to really create more cognitive dissonance. The more you say it, the more your wiring is going to want to make your actions match that, right? So it's using cognitive dissonance to your advantage. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is a little, just a little lesson here, that if you're trying to change this behavior, whatever this behavior might be, the more you say and adopt the identity of, I'm not a yeller, I'm not a yeller. I'm not a yeller. The more natural it will become for you to choose actions that actually match that thought, rather than giving into the temptation of changing your thought to actually match your behavior. That's like when you get pulled down and you don't change your habit. So that is a way to recognize cognitive dissonance and also to use it to your advantage. What I wanted to talk about in terms of um, stillness is that one way, one practice that helps, I guess it's sort of like priming the pump for cognitive dissonance, for getting yourself aligned to create cognitive harmony, is to match your breath with a movement. The more that your body is in line with your thought process and your thinking speed, the more aligned you're going to feel. And I've experienced that it's easier for me to start to find other ways for me to be aligned in the rest of my life as well. Just with this one little exercise of matching breath to movement, I can then feel and embody what it feels like to be aligned, and I can take that feeling into the rest of my life. So I just talked about something in a very big term, cognitive dissonance, matching breath to your actions as a way to embody the feeling of being aligned so that you can take that into your, this is like so nerdy, right? And I don't mean to make it more complex than it is. The breathing and movement matching is a way to practice feeling aligned. I'm just going to put it into very simple terms. And the more aligned you are, the more you know how it feels to be aligned, the more you can be aligned in other areas of your life. And a way to up that level a little bit to be somebody whose actions match what they're doing is to hold the thought of, I am somebody who is patient with my kids. I am somebody who does not yell. And the more you hold that belief and that identity, the more your actions are, more likely your actions are to meet that thought. Okay, so it's the practice of being aligned, and then it's the bringing that practice to a more complex situation, such as wanting to be more patient or stop yelling at your kids. And that's how we use alignment and cognitive dissonance to our advantage. I really hope this video was helpful to you. Feel free to share it and use the comments to ask a question or to request a topic for the future. We've got links below for free support with things like discipline, teaching your kids how to be more gritty, and how to be more patient with your kids, plus access to my free coaching group. So be sure to check those links out. And remember, we get one shot at parenthood. Our kids only get one shot at their childhood. So let's make it count. Click like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.